educator. I'm an empowerment expert, arts empowerment training. I do have, I'm the founder and CEO of Greenhouse Arts Empowerment Center, where we do train youth, women, and those who generally need to learn new skills or perhaps enhance their individual skills. I started this BENIN iconography exhibition project 2016, and I have a team who have worked together, a 10-man team. The basic concept or idea behind BENIN iconography is the discovery of these newly found iconographies, that they are icons. I see them as hidden icons in most of BENIN artifacts of over 400 to 500 years old. And these artifacts were now used in replicating these mixed media forms of visual art today. Most of the visual art works on display here at this exhibition were translated into painting format that were now basically in form of a scroll depicting ancient works. Apart from the mixed media form, we also have them on the huge installation, which is right behind me, also titled Monumental, the typical Benin royal altar of the Benin king. We're showing the aesthetics and the symbolism of iconography in Igwe festival, and also the aesthetics of a bear wearing in the festival. So apart from that, we also transferred these newly found iconographies into textile fabrics, very high quality textile fabrics, which are basically handmade through the batik form. I know I was asked the difference between batik and tie and dye. There is a huge difference. Tie and dye is basically the art of tying and inserting into hues, which is various colors of dye. But batik takes extra method, that is, they put into use the wax format. They have various types of wax. We have the bee wax, the paraffin wax, the Egyptian wax, and this wax actually determine the end product. Transferring of wax on quality fabrics depicting the various icons, because that's the only way you can really transfer these icons without losing its strength and content. So I did that by transferring them into fabrics, and after the waxing period, you have the sketching, the de-waxing, you now dye before we go into the de-wax. So there are various stages, very elaborate stage, which gave rise to the typical one. This is on silk. The typical one is this one I have, which is produced on silk, but the others will have very high quality Swiss foil laces materials that really shows that they're very high in absorption. So apart from that, we have the art journal. This is a copy of an art journal that accompanied this massive exhibition titled BENIN Iconography. Umume de Ime and Master of the Second Cross in Benin Kingdom. There was this discovery of the Second Cross appearing in several artifacts. Particularly, most of the artifacts were Oba Esige himself, 14 to 1500 AD, appeared. And in this book, it's a book that accompanies this exhibition, and it's a compilation of several scholarly essays from scholars. Some are commentaries, some are articles on iconography or on textile, and the findings of these newly found icons. If you look, initially, we started by propagating these various artworks. The major title of this exhibition was elaborated or backed up with a paper titled Art and Religious Objects, that is, crosses over ages. That crosses have existed in creation, in the entire world. There are no races without crosses. Crosses have emerged even before Christ was born. So we tend not to identify crosses to only religious items. So from these findings, like I told someone, I said, there is room for further studies. There is room for new initiatives or discoveries when it comes to Benin crosses. So there's a paper in here backing up the aspects of crosses and why crosses are so elaborate in Benin. Some have identified crosses with the Olokun activities, which is very, very welcoming. But some have also seen, for example, you look at the typical Ewa officials during the Oba Esige era, they are not particularly spiritualists because they identified with Olokun, for example, but then they all had crosses on. So looking into it, there is room for the Benins to find out or look into other means or other perspective of crosses in the system. And I said this confidently today because today I also, as an adherent to the Grail message, I'm a cross bearer, and I have a cross that I also bear today that has a circle, an equal arm cross with a circle. So that triggered the entire research that there must be some close links in creation when you see crosses with a circle. So it's for individuals to go and carry out further investigations to see why are the Benins so found, so much value attached to these crosses. I had some pictures of a funeral one time in Benin, and most of the women came out with their wrappers, and there were inscriptions of these icons and crosses. So for me, it's very, very valuable content to have stumbled across. And there are other contributors, but overall, this exhibition was dedicated to His Royal Majesty himself, that is Oba Iwuare the Great, Oba Atokpe. Yes. And we used this in commemorating his birthday celebration, which took place in the Nafest week, that was in October. And this exhibition was a whole full month on at least to show that we have a great father in the Oba, who is our overall father today. And we are so glad, particularly I as an artist, we are so glad to know that he supports the arts. I got wind of the restitution and restoration and reparation of Benin artifacts across the globe. They want him to bring them back home, and also instituting the Royal Academy of Art, which is first of its kind. And that's really brought joy to my heart. I think that also propelled most of this I did today, because the moment I knew that Oba is cleansing the land and restoring the values, that is the basic value propositions of art in Benin Kingdom, it gladdened my soul, and this is my little contribution through the Benin iconography to support our Royal Father, His Majesty. And apart from that, there are other several royal family members who have supported this exhibition. So I say a very big thank you to the Benin Kingdom, and particularly His Royal Majesty. Okay, the textiles are available. We have them in t-shirts format. We have them in scarf formats. If you look at some of the scarves, with Edo batik. It is called the Iyase-Odozi Edo batik. And we have them in very high quality fabrics. Like I said, these are Swiss voile, high quality fabrics. And they are all available. When you click into my website or my Facebook, BENIN iconography.com or the Iyase-Odozi Edo batik. Thank you.